As American author Christopher Paolini said, the sea is emotion incarnate. It loves, it hates, it weeps, it defies all attempts to capture it in words and rejects all shackles. Borrowing these astounding attributes from the ocean that it borders on is magical Mumbai. Now, summarizing Mumbai in words would be unfair because telling her story through evocative images is what Nat Geo Covershot Maximum City is all about. Nat Geo Covershot Maximum City has been broken down into 3 distinct stages. The preliminaries, the quarterfinals, and the semi-finals. Of our 16 photographers, only 3 shall make it to the grand finale, where only 1 will bag the chance of a lifetime to get their work featured on the cover of National Geographic Traveller magazine, India. The first preliminary saw 4 enthusiastic photographers trying hard to prove their mettle in the very first Covershot challenge of the season, capturing the magic and mayhem of Mumbai's Ganesh Visarjan.
This is like epic. This is like the chance of a lifetime kind of thing.
The photographers pushed themselves to raise the bar to get those Covershot-worthy images.
There was some area which was not covered with carpet and there was a nail which went in my feet, so I got hurt.
I've got a supernatural picture of Ganeshji, and that's the best way to say goodbye to Ganeshji.
And then the images did the talking.
It is a real sign of, I would call, laziness. I see it, I love it.
Sumedh and Aditya, you are our first 2 photographers to make it through to the quarterfinals of Nat Geo Covershot Maximum City. Congratulations. Unfortunately for Dhruv and Punya, the journey ends here. We're about to flag off the second preliminary, where 4 ambitious photographers will get their first chance at the iconic yellow window. The traditional sports of Malkham and Akhada Kushti await today's photographers, ready to test them not just aesthetically, but also physically and mentally.
It's very difficult.
Will they manage to pull it all together, or will someone buckle under the pressure?
Worried about the light, man. What is totally dead.
Today, more passion, more drama, more action shall unfold only on Nat Geo Covershot Maximum City. Here's presenting our 4 photographers of today. Our first photographer is Naina. Next up, we have Monica. Up next, we have Omkar. And finally, Sajad. Welcome, photographers.
Thank you.
Excited to be here, ready to go?
Yes.
So, Omkar,
Hi.
tell us what photography means to you.
It's madness for me. I can do anything for photography because I just need the picture, the perfect picture.
Monica, what did you do to prepare for this journey?
I was working as a photojournalist at an English daily, and I recently quit because I don't want photography to be just a job for me. It means a lot more.
Sajad, you've come here from Kashmir, battling at all the odds. Tell us a little bit about your story.
When I left for my home, it was raining all over the Srinagar as well as the outskirts. And then there were huge floods. The roads were blocked, the train was blocked. For me to come to Mumbai, it was really impossible. I walked through the railway track. So I walked some 20-25 kilometers and then took some lifts and all. And finally, I managed to reach close to the airport.
I hope everybody else, in your family is fine.
Actually, my family doesn't know actually I'm here. Because I'm not able to contact them. All the phone lines and the landlines are jammed. Hopefully, if the network gets restored, then they'll get to know that I'm here.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
So, Naina, can you tell us what experience you think you bring to the table?
Oh, I bring a lot of life experience and diversity. I mean, I think they should be concerned a little bit about that.
Oh, okay.
I'm most impressed about the fact that there is on one side you've got an Omkar who's 22, right?
22, yeah.
Who looks like a 12, to be honest. And on the other side there is Naina who's 54 who looks like 22. Just amazing. So it's a great bunch. I think we're going to have some absolute fun here.
So, photographers, Nat Geo Covershot Maximum City is taking place in the city of Mumbai, and Mumbaikers love to work hard but play harder. That's why the topic for this challenge is sports photography.
Not cricket.
No, we're going to have you capture a traditional sport. So the two traditional sports that you will be shooting are Malkham and Akhada Kushti. Believed to be one of the city's oldest surviving akhada, the Mahatma Phule Vyayam Mandir is a wrestling hub that was opened more than 50 years ago, but unfortunately is currently battling for its own survival. While two of today's photographers will be capturing its Kushti artists in action, the other two will be shooting another traditional sport, Malkham, in a somewhat picturesque setting. The word Malkham, literally broken down, means a wrestler's pole. Mal means a wrestler, and Kham means pole. Its origins trace back to the 12th century, and even today, it is practiced in around 14 states of India, including Maharashtra. Today, through our photographers' lenses, we hope to give these forgotten traditional sports a much-needed revival.
In my school, we used to have a Malkham bar. I never tried it, thankfully. Otherwise, I don't think I would have been standing here today.
Okay, so you're going to come back with two images. That's the submission guideline. Number one, which is sports photography, is about freezing the moment. You have to freeze the action. And number two is behind the scene, the prep, when they get ready for this. So that's your guideline.
So photographers, you know what the challenge is. Now all that's left to decide is who will be shooting what.
Okay.
Competition is getting fierce already. Okay, Naina, what will you be shooting?
Akhada.
Fantastic. Monica?
Malcolm for me.
Okay.
Let me
Omkar?
see. Malkham.
I've got Akhada. Now that you guys seem to be pretty geared up, what we're going to bring up for you guys is what we call the inspirational image.
This inspiration photograph is done by Albert Mulvey. It was a cover of Jan 1967 of National Geographic.
The minute the image came up was the dynamism. I get a feeling in a still image of motion.
What really inspires you is not the mechanics of it. The reality is that it's the spirit, So you gotta just keep yourself on that. Yeah?
Photographers, you have 2 hours for this challenge. Make every moment count. All the best to you. Good luck. Off you go.
Thank you.
So we're on our way to the Akhada, and our challenge right now is we have to be able to photograph behind the scenes and then also capture frozen action.
I have seen Malkham before, so I know the postures of Malkham, but the light is not good, and I hope the sun will come out soon.
This was not what I was expecting that I'll get. So I'm really excited as well as I'm nervous also.
My first challenge for Covershot, so I'm looking forward to experiencing that and photographing it well. Hi, I'm Monica Tiwari. I'm a documentary photographer. Photography has become an integral part of me. Professionally, I started working as a photojournalist for a reputed English daily, and I recently quit that job. I'm on Covershot because I think it's a platform for young professionals like me to explore my options and learn from the great mentors that I'll come across.
And in the midst of this gorgeous milieu, the second preliminary challenge has just commenced. This breezy stretch of shore is Mumbai's Aksa Beach, and while Naina and Sajjad are capturing the cultural combat of Akhada in Chinchpokali, Monica and Omkar will be telling the story of the ancient Indian gymnastic style of Malkham. We couldn't have asked for a better setting and the stunning performance of the Malkham artists. With various things playing on their minds, our photographers are arriving at their allocated locations. Their heart is set on getting closer to the iconic yellow window. The game is on, but only after gauging their starkly different environments.
I'm excited because this is the first time I'm shooting someone and someone is shooting me. I hope so. I'll prove the judges I'm a good photographer, so that the NGC photographers would notice me, and it would be great for my career. Hi, I'm Omkar Kocharekar, and I'm a photojournalist, and photography for me is madness. I like to capture such moment which happens very fast. Being on this show, it's gonna change my life because thousands of people will see this show, and I might get a chance to work with Nat Geo. I'm just worried about the light. It's not good. The sun is opening right now. Hope so the clouds go a slightly bit up, so that light comes on the face on the subject, so that the subject should get highlighted very much.
While Omkar seems to be settling into the challenge, something seems to be bothering Monica.
Once I read the Aksa beach, my first observation were the clouds. Worried about the light. It's totally dead. I'm really worried about the shots we're going to get. I'm really worried about how the shoot will happen actually.
The challenge we have here is really flat day, really bad light, and plus it's an action shot. So when you need action frozen, you obviously need more light. So it's in a way it's a very serious challenge. It's quite a disaster. But you know, as a photographer, you need to be prepared for disaster because that's the only way things work.
The light was changing continuously, and the colors were different. Like with every shot, the colors were different.
Light may be a photographer's best friend, but it can also prove to be their worst foe. Omkar and Monica seem haunted by their lighting worries, which have ruined their otherwise perfect setting at Aksa Beach. At the same time, at the Chinchpokli Akhada, Naina and Sajad face no such hurdles as they immediately dive in to capture some hardcore cultural combat.
I was so desperate to be here, to be a part of the show, because opportunity always knocks once, and inshallah I'll be the winner. Hi, I'm Sajad Rafiq. I have done a lot of stories back in Kashmir. I love to document the social aspects of the people. I'm actually a civil engineer by profession, but my heart lies in photography. Photography to me is a window to the world. So I want to be recognized as one of the best photographers in the country. Due to the floods, I couldn't go to my home. I had to rent a camera from Delhi.
Armed with a borrowed camera, this is a do-or-die challenge for Sajad. On the other side, lawyer Naina is carefully scrutinizing her environment.
I actually love the look of the place because there's a lot that's in the walls, in the mirrors, you know, there's a lot that seems grungy.
I think we have to do the things separately. Like we have to do behind the scenes and we have to do the action.
Yeah.
One guy will do that part and other one will do this part, and then we can switch over that.
Yeah, I can take the behind the scenes. Are you okay with that?
Fine.
Yeah, okay.
Despite the terrible space constraint of the closed Akhada, Naina and Sajad have chanced upon a practical way to work around each other and still get the shots that they need. And it seems to be working, at least for now. Back at the wide-open Aksa Beach for Omkar and Monica, space is certainly not so much of an issue, as is the dwindling light.
I've shot Malkham, but every time I shoot Malkham, it's new because the movements are very fast. They're standing this way, they're standing straight, they're standing horizontal and vertical. So it's difficult to understand what they're doing right now.
Traditional sports, 3 points to remember. Number one, you need to really work on freezing the action. It's really important because it's sports, you know, you can't have blur going on, so you use high-speed shutter speeds. Number two, do research before you go there because otherwise you'll miss the excitement. You don't know what the critical point in that sport is. Third point, when you're shooting sport, you also work with long lenses because long lenses isolate your subject. You don't use a wide angle. So these are the three to remember.
Making the best of what they have, Monica and Omkar are finally getting into the groove. At the same time, at the Akhada in Chinchpokli, Sajad is jostling to jump right into the action.
I was just looking at the lights, there were uneven lights, it was interiors, because I had to take an action shot. So I needed much more light than was available there.
Looks like fate has decided to play fair at both sports venues. Just like at the beach, light-related issues have begun to crop up within the closed walls of the Akara.
The lighting is a bit hard, and I'm trying to get a softer look because they're doing such energetic things. When I walked in, I thought, oh my God, what do I do? It was really challenging because we had these huge bulbs around.
Naina and Sujat are battling their lighting woes on either sides of the wall, and their earlier mutually agreeable solution has resolved the space issues of the smaller Akara. Ironically, in the relatively limitless vista at the beach, both Monica and Omkar are getting aggressive about guarding their space. Looks like the competition is certainly heating up.
Every photographer is very possessive about the space they're shooting in. The first 10-15 minutes were the most close combat between Omkar and me because we immediately wanted all the shots and we got into each other's shots. I think I yelled at him that just get out of the way, man. पीछे आ जा थोड़ा.
Sometimes Monica was clashing me and she just shouted, Omkar, you are in the frame. I was actually not happy with it.
What do you mean party hai na? You're in my frame.
With tempers starting to soar, the aggressive edge in both Monica and Omkar is clearly taking this competition to the next level. Meanwhile, at the Akara, Sujat is desperately hoping that all those hurdles he conquered, only to get here, shall ultimately pay off. With every click, it's evident how badly he wants to win. For him, this truly is a do-or-die situation.
हमको वहाँ ऊपर जाना है. वहाँ के लिए कैसे जाते हैं? Do you have any सीढ़ी वगैरह कुछ है?
ये बाजू जाके ऊपर जाके सीढ़ी है.
Yeah, I actually wanted to cover the main theme and I wanted to get a top angle of what they are doing.
Having battled several odds fighting against forces beyond his control, Sujat has travelled all the way from Srinagar and arrived in Mumbai with his borrowed camera and only one goal: to realise his dream of making it through to the iconic yellow window.
I think I have to get back. It's going to be a tough challenge for me. I went to the top, the bodies were merging with the red sand, so I think I should get a low angle shot. When one of them gets up, I can catch that action.
Age is clearly no obstacle in photography, and the competition's oldest photographer is proving just that, as she lets all the action wash over her.
Age is no barrier for me. None at all. I have a young heart. Physically, I'm fit. I think that makes it possible for me to rise to challenges. My name is Naina Kapoor. I'm a lawyer by profession. For me, photography is all about aesthetics. Photography was a form of another kind of a painting. For me, just even making that submission or actually showing up here is hugely rewarding. It's another opportunity to experience something new.
At 54, Naina's enduring and never give up attitude may come from her years of life experience. But it's also what's pushing her right now to get those unusual perspectives. Will she outshine her much younger competitors? Meanwhile, at the beach, the competition is closing in on Omkar and Monica.
Top pyramids है ना थोड़ा facing ह्या side ला केलं सांगा तर ना सर लिखून येतोय ना.
हिंदी में बात करो please.
Welcome back to Nat Geo Covershot Maximum City. We're in the second preliminary challenge and our 4 Covershot aspirants are busy telling the story of the traditional sports of Akhada Kushti and Malkam gymnastics. But we'll get back to them in a moment. Now, if you've ever complained about the sun photobombing that perfect shot that you thought you got, well, here's a quick little click trick that'll set it right.
Today I'm going to give you a tip on how do you shoot when the sun is in front of you. When you're shooting against sunlight, you end up with very dark patches on your subject. What you do is you use a fill-in flash. You use something called a fill-in flash. And fill-in flash basically makes sure the exposure is normal. Take your subject and you block the sun with that, and you use a flash that'll make sure your subject is well lit, and at the same time the sun is not striking your lens. Today I showed you how to do fill and flash when you're shooting against light. Next time, I'm gonna give you another new trick to make your photography better.
थोड़ा पेशेंट ह्या साईडला केलं सांगायचं ना सर निघून येतोय ना.
I think I'm a dominating presence when I have to be, and Omkar is an opponent right now, and he understands the language. The kids clearly are discussing their next moves in that language, and I'm not following it. I needed some instructions there. I needed Hindi. Hindi में बात करो please. बच्चों, Hindi please.
I was communicating with Malakam artist in Marathi. It helped me a lot because I can explain him what I actually want. आता हे start झालं ना? आता exactly start झालं ना? It's going to start now.
Please Hindi में. क्या बोल रहे? Please उधर. हाँ, please उधर रखो. मराठी नहीं हूँ.
Monica is battling the language barrier with her rather assertive instructions, but what's really interesting here is the live wire dynamics between this duo.
Hi Monica, Omkar.
Hi.
How you doing?
It's good. Yeah, it was nice.
So you're smiling now, Monica, but you did look visibly stressed at some points during the challenge. Can you just walk me through what you were going through?
I envy this guy because he has shot them quite a few times before, being from Mumbai, but I haven't had the privilege. And spectacular as it is, I couldn't foresee the moves they'll be making, and that did lead to a few problems in the beginning.
Have you struggled with trying to stay out of each other's ways?
Yeah, we were trying to do that only, but it was difficult
Let me
because.
publicly apologize for yelling at him once. Get out of my frame.
And I was out of senses. I was into them.
Oh, okay, well, you haven't got much time, so I'm going to leave you to it. I
Yeah.
hope it goes well. Good
Yeah,
luck.
thanks.
Our photographers have 2 levels to conquer in this challenge. Now, we're only at the halfway mark, but every single second counts because out of these 4 photographers, only 2 will be deemed worthy enough to go on to the next level.
So that was 1 hour for a behind-the-scenes shot, and now we're going to switch, and I'll go over to the wrestling side. Let me just check out what's going on over there.
Having completed their mutually agreed phases, Naina and Sajad are ready to switch places. Silently hoping to outshine the other, they gear up for part 2. At the beach, Monica is proving her cutthroat competitive edge yet again and is taking matters into her own hands. Monica may have chanced upon an ingenious way to circumvent her lighting worries, but is this really the smartest and quickest way out?
को चाहिए मुझे फ्लैश पकड़ने के लिए. मैं बताऊंगी कहाँ से ना. आप पास ले आए. नहीं और पीछे हो जाइए. इधर आ जाइए थोड़ा सा इधर आ जाइए.
I never wanted the help of the guy because if I wasted my time to explain him to hold the flash in this way or that way, my perfect moment could have gone.
Completely focused on getting those cover shot worthy images, Monica seems to have blurred out the people around her. Concentration is one thing, but being oblivious to others is quite another. Will this extreme go-getter attitude work in her favor, or could it cost her the competition?
This was very unfortunate. They are having a problem getting a tight grip on the thing. I think the pole is pretty wet. I really feel bad about it, though I was shooting it.
While the drama scales higher at the seaside, let's zoom in on the action at the Akada.
ये वाली लाइट बंद करेंगे. In the action field, there was a particular plan because that you know what kind of actions are they going to do. But in behind the scenes, it can be anything. You have to just look around and get the shot which depicts your theme. While shooting, I was constantly looking at my LCD screen to check out the pictures because I was not well equipped with the camera. I had bought it on trend.
A borrowed camera and everything he has at stake seems to be making Sajad nervous. Meanwhile, Naina doesn't seem as confident as she did earlier. As they swap places, there is of course the additional pressure of adjusting to a new environment and outdoing each other.
I think after the behind the scene, I was thinking, okay, I didn't get what I wanted. I wasn't sure I was using the right strategy. So I was looking forward to the Akara part. You know, there was tired wrestlers by that time. So I really lost achieving probably the second theme of Frozen Action.
Having handled the challenge in an amicable manner so far, the pressing time and pressure seem to be getting to Naina and Sajad.
Just excuse me.
Sajad came into the pit back again after he was in the behind the scenes part. So I was a bit surprised at that. And at some point, it was interfering. Sajad, I need you to move a little bit.
It's the last leg of the challenge. Time is ticking by. With the pressures mounting, tempers are soaring at the Akada. But in total contrast, the mood at Aksa Beach seems somewhat celebratory as the sun finally decides to make an appearance.
And finally the sun is here and I'm so happy and I'm very relieved and I'm hoping to get like really good shots now.
The cloud was gone and the sunlight started coming. It was a nice picture afterwards. The sky was blue and the sun was going yellow. So we had a nice composition of that scene.
Time is running out for our 4 photographers who are packing in those last-minute shots that they need. Now, while I indulge in this luxury in this city by the sea, let's hope they've got those evocative shots, because by the time I'm done with this, their time will be up. With little time left, all 4 photographers are scrambling to get their 2 picture-perfect shots that they hope will bring them one step closer to the iconic yellow window.
Time is up, unfortunately, and it was beautiful. The performance was extraordinary. And I don't think my performance was extraordinary at all, but I'm hoping I'll get some decent shots out of this.
Right now I can't say I have the perfect picture, but I have some good pictures.
Regarding everything, that's the pressure, the stress, the time limits, everything taken into consideration, I got some good shots.
Balancing between their exhaustion levels and then my need to get the shot. I had a difficult time with that.
After a hectic day of shoot where they captured all the action of their respective traditional sports, it's now edit time. Getting a great set of images is important, but it all boils down to presenting only the most evocative captures to the judges. Physically and mentally exhausted, the photographers need to be on their best game and make the most of the 1 hour given to them to edit their captures. These choices will, after all, seal their fate in the competition. In our second preliminaries on Nat Geo Covershot Maximum City, Naina, Sajad, Omkar and Monica spent the day immersing themselves into the traditional sports of Akara Kushti and Malkham. They shall now be telling the stories of these ancient Indian sports through their evocative imagery. Judges Summer and Abhinay are ready to take in those tales and decide who gets to go on in the competition and who goes packing. Welcome back, photographers. How was your first challenge?
It was good.
Challenging.
Now it's time for you to present your images to the judges. Are you ready? No?
Honest answer.
Well, you don't have a choice. First up, we have Omkar. Let's take a look at your action image first.
I have taken this shot when the main artist who was on the top of the Malkham, he just rolled a semicircle. He just came again to this angle, parallel to the ground. The background was clear, so it was a nice.
Actually, I'm very impressed that with such flat day and all that rain and that little sun popping out, you actually managed to create a lot of tension in the frame. And I think that bird really made a huge difference because you take the bird out and, it's not really so much going on. So it's a great capture.
Thank you.
So was the bird accident?
No, it was for hardly 5 to 6 seconds. He just came. I just got the picture.
Yeah, it was just pure luck. I personally believe that, luck plays a very big role when you're capturing one image, and particularly in these kind of dire circumstances where there's rain and there's light, and I think it's a fantastic picture.
Let's take a look now at your behind-the-scenes image.
I've taken this image while they were making the pyramid. The main guy who went first on the top, he started explaining them, and he was looking कि सब लोग बराबर कर रहे कि नहीं कर रहे, and he was observing them.
I think I'm really, impressed with the first image. In fact, I thought in the second one you'll have another magical capture. So for me, I think the first image really works. This I'm not so hot on.
See, to me, when I say behind the scene, I was expecting more. Composition is great. There's nothing wrong with that. The expressions, etc. I mean, they're all fine. I just am left wanting more.
So, Omkar, please take a seat.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Naina. Let's take a look at your action image first.
So the thing about the kushti was there's something that is more than just, two guys beating each other up. It's actually unique to this form of sport. That's what I gathered from when I was watching it. And there were times when it became very stylized. I just found this moment a really interesting one that made it different from just fighting.
As far as the composition goes, I just have a problem, with this guy's foot hanging between this guy's legs, and a very bright one on top of it. So it kind of disturbs you, but otherwise, your composition, what's happening in the front, works very well. But, it kills it for me, what you see in the center there.
I'm a person who goes by gut completely, if it comes up, it either works or it doesn't work. This worked for me. I particularly like the way the guy at the back, they also make a part of the picture. Without them, I would feel that it would be almost a setup. So I love the textures on the wall and stuff like that which you've got. The image is great.
Naina, let's take a look at your next image, which is the behind the scenes.
For me, behind the scenes isn't necessarily just preparation. It was a very masculine environment. So for me, this individual wrestler was really in one of his vulnerable moments and very childlike in that expression. So it was a little more interesting than just the pumping that was going on behind the scenes.
This picture works better. I think you really captured the purity of this person, what he practices for whatever number of years. And you can see the struggles also. And I think we love the color, right? I mean, I think it's just, it's very like painting-like, which is really, really nice.
This picture it scores way higher than the last one. There is so much in that expression. It does, I think, mirror what's going on in his head. Is this art of kushti ever going to go ahead or not? So I think that all is captured here. To me, that's a great story which is told. So, great work.
Thank you very much. So, Naina, thank you so much. Take a seat. Up next, we have Sajad. Let's take a look at your action image first.
First, I started with action, so I just portrayed it through them only. So I just made an angle, I just made a depth into the frame, and finally ended up in the action.
I like the context, I like the audience, which are, of course, the other ones who are practicing the sport. I think my only trouble is that action is a bit too small for me.
It's a wow image for me. That's a great moment captured. Obviously, they look like both of them are at each other. So, the great part is I love that little window where there's a slight amount of blue coming in. So I think the moment is fantastic. Fantastic.
So, Sajad, let's take a look now at your behind the scenes image.
I saw this man, he was just resting. Then I saw this blue color of wall there. Then I made a composition just, he too has a normal life like us. Because he is not always in the action. He's calm, he's cool, he too has a life.
What I find in your pictures, both of them, there's a lot of potential. But what's really missing for me, what I was saying earlier also, is that you gotta get closer. These images we're seeing it on a very big screen, and somehow it's all lost. Look at that person, the wrestler. He is actually as big as those clothes, and there are bigger things sitting in that frame. So I think, you just gotta push yourself, not just in your head, but physically to get close to these things.
Overall, if you ask me, that the Bajrangbali, the Hanuman picture does it for me, because it actually adds an element into the story of wrestlers. But yes, I would have loved to be closer.
So Sajad, some good advice and interesting feedback there from the judges. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Monica. Let's take a look at your action image first.
It's a group activity, and all the kids lined around. Their eyes are focused on the person performing it. I shot through it so that I could get an idea of the way they were standing along with some actions.
Judges?
One can see that you have a strong photojournalism background. What I like about it is that you feel you are in there. I think I also like the way you have captured that gender. It's a very male thing, I used to think, till I went to the beach and I saw these girls, these kids. So it really establishes that it's, you can make it into, a lot of lingo, it's more empowerment.
First thing that I got when I saw the image was that I could feel the cameraman. I could feel you in it, which is, to me, is a negative. The action that you've captured is not spectacular.
Yeah.
As an image, it doesn't really do it for me.
Well, you still have one more image to present to the judges. That's your behind-the-scenes image. So let's take a look at that.
So basically, there was this one time in which two boys, they climbed up on the pole and they fell down because the pole was wet. As soon as that happened, these are such disciplined and tough guys and everything. But this made me see the very softer side of them because they all immediately gathered around him. I really liked that moment because it was their relationship with each other.
There is half information, I want to see more in there. I like your concept of cutting off everybody else's heads and focused on this kid who unfortunately fell from the top. But I think it requires something more. It's not grabbing me basically.
I like this image, definitely. You know what I miss in this photograph? If the camera was lower, if I saw him a little bit, it would have just added a couple of more folds to the story.
Naina, Monica, Omkar, Sajad, you presented your images. For two of you, unfortunately, this will be the end of the road. Two of you will go on at that chance at the iconic yellow window. The judges will now deliberate, so please give them some time.
I'm very much tense about the results.
I just felt that all four of them had major negatives and positives. It was kept kind of fluctuating between different people.
I'm looking forward to the results, obviously, and I'm a little nervous.
Some of them, of course, were more impressive than the others.
And I got the critique, and it built my confidence a little bit.
I think it's quite obvious some of them have managed to have that higher point.
I have come from a long way, so I need to go to the longest way.
I think we've got a clear decision, so yeah, let's get it.
This has been your one shot at moving on to the next level of the competition. Have you put your best foot forward and have you done enough? Judges, over to you.
Do you want to call in Omkar ahead?
So we have a image of the day, and that's your action shot, which makes it.
This is the point at which you go, yay!
Congratulations, Omkar. Congratulations, Omkar. Your action image was the image of the day. Are you happy?
Thank you. I'm happy. Yes.
You look happy.
Which also means that you are on to the next level.
Thank you.
Thank you. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.